Hey guys!
My name is Frida, the creator behind my Burnt Orange channel.
Hello from my Nairobi kitchen, guys. I've got a pumpkin chapati recipe for you today, and you can either make it with whole pumpkins or pumpkin puree, and it's a great hack for fussy kids. They will love this. I'm cooking today with
Chef
Stella. She's the one handling the recipe making and all that, but Stella has chopped up and cooked some pumpkin. I will share measurements in the box. But yeah, Blue Band is making us great today. But Stella adds hot water and melts some Blue Band. Then she mixes flour and the pumpkin puree until it is really soft but no longer sticky. And yeah, an experienced chef like Stella just eyeballs it. She has no measurements. That will be my job to figure it all out. But pull the ingredients together. That is your flour. We're using just baking flour today, normal plain flour, pumpkin puree, and some water with some added fat. The fat we've chosen is Blue Band, but we've topped it up with a bit of oil. Oil makes it really soft and less sticky. But here you can see the dough is really soft and malleable, but it is beginning to bounce back. Give it a rest for about 15 minutes and look at the rolling pin work its magic. There is absolutely no resistance there. This is what you want, guys. A dough, a chapati dough, or most doughs, in fact, must rest before handling it. And yeah, I think a really seasoned chef like Stella just churns out the chapati like a factory. So a whole big slab of dough is not daunting. And I always say fingers are the best tools, but if you'd like to spread the oil on top of the dough with a pastry brush, go ahead. Now just cut it into strips and roll it. And again, I observe that Stella is eyeballing it. You know, she reaches a size and she thinks it's too big. She just snips off the dough and then joins it to the next bit, a bit like a conveyor belt. I think you have to be really experienced, but she makes this whole chapati thing look easy. And I don't disrespect it by calling it a thing, guys. But I've made chapati before. I have a video from a couple of years ago, and honestly, it looked more complicated than this. This is just second nature, playing with dough, enriching it with oil so that you get the layers, rolling it into cones. But now she rolls it flat, and it's almost ready to go into a really hot pan. In Kenya, they have these really flat pans. I don't own one, so I'm just using a frying pan. But they have these flat pans. Yeah, there's the name of it. You can look it up. I think there's something about this that has definitely Indian or Asian influences. But Stella actually does something quite unique here. She twice cooks her chapati. So the first step is she allows it to brown on both sides, which doesn't take too long. Then she's going to take it off the heat and put all the rest of the chapati doughs through the same process. Now, what Stella told me is at this stage, once it's cool, you can actually freeze them so that they're ready to go anytime you want. It's almost like you've pre-prepped them. And when you take them through the finishing steps, they are just as good as freshly made. Isn't that brilliant? Look at this beauty. So I think, yeah, we have reached the end of our first step. The next step, and Chef Stella is the only person I have seen do this, I'm sure there are other people who do this, but this was my first time encountering this method. But I know usually we brush the chapatis with oil upon finishing. Stella, what she does is she puts oil back in the pan and uses a gentle heat to soften the chapati. And yes, if you can see, she has put 2 of them there. What she's going to do is the one on the bottom is going to gently brown and absorb that fat, and when she's ready to turn it over, she's going to quickly put oil on the top layer, turn it over, and then once that is over, she's going to take the top chapati, flip that over and put oil so that every side of the chapati gets oil. You'll have a look at this. So Stella, are we ready? Yep, just checking one side. Okay, she's ready to flip, but before she does that, a very, very thin layer of oil. Not too much. Don't douse it in oil. Flip it over, then take the top chapati, flip it over, and then when she's ready again to turn it over, she will put a very thin layer of oil on top. Just like that. And this is how Stella finishes. So like I said, when you've made chapati ahead, yep, there we go, she's flipped it. When you've made chapati ahead and you have it in the freezer, you bring it back to life just like this, and it is just as good as when you made it that very day. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share this video.